Oh, shocks. Golly. Do I think I can get through with this? Well, I'll try my very, very best. I do apologise for those who have seen me up here before tonight. Hopefully this one will take us to an entirely different period of Australian music, one just as rewarding. It was a sign of things to come. In 1977, Perth was shaken up by a band who declared all loud on the Western Front. They called themselves The Victims, and their first single, the now Ozpunk classic, was Television Addict, written by members James Baker and fresh out of Perth Trinity College, the son of a World War II veteran who served in the Royal Australian Navy and survived the sinking of HMAS Canberra. He was going out then as Dave Flick. By 1979, punk had given way to new wave power pop, and one of the leading exponents of it out west was the Mannequins, led by Kim Salmon. Our man joined their ranks on keyboards for a time, and this well-regarded outfit performed some of his songs, which were endlessly pouring from him. Cut forward 2 years, and he was in Sydney, where he and James Baker founded La Hoodoo Gurus with Ronnie Rodalta and Kimball Rendell. Their first single, Leilani, arrived in 1982. The Hoodoo Gurus were noted for having 3 guitars and no bass player, creating a distinctive layered sound. This was captured well, though momentarily, on Leilani, which told the story of a maiden sacrifice to the gods in an erupting volcano, while her true love looked on helplessly. The Hoodoo Gurus, with Le discarded, gave their first ever performance on a segment of the kids' TV show Simon Townsend's Wonderworld. This was followed by a performance alongside a man and his singing dog on the Don Lane Show. The band's heroes, as quoted in one of their early classics, Let's All Turn On, were the Cramps, the Fleshtones, the New York Dolls, the Ramones, the Flamin' Groovies, Sky Saxon, Gene Vincent, the Rolling Stones, T-Rex and the Trogs, all garage rock and roll exponents, at least for a time. Having established themselves as one of the country's most promising live bands, Hoodoo Gurus issued the essential Stone Age Romeos album in March 1984. It remains, quote, one of the finest debut albums issued by an Australian band, as declared Ian McFarlane in his Encyclopedia of rock and Roll. The Gurus dedicated the album to characters in such 1960s television sitcoms as Get Smart, F-Troop and Petticoat Junction. They even tapped their hats to Larry, Curly and Moe by deriving the album title from a Three Stooges short. It included a re-recorded version of Leilani. When Stone Age Romeos was released in America on the A&M label, it stayed at #1 in the alternative college charts for 7 weeks, becoming one of the most played albums for the year on the college network. This would be the case for their next 4 releases. Initially a cult inner city act, their popularity would expand due to regular airplay on Triple J and some appearances even on TV's Countdown from mid-1983. By fusing classic pop melodies, punkish guitars, and an American junk culture aesthetic with an absurd sense of humour, the Gurus built up a fanatical following. It has been said that the Hoodoo Gurus are one of the great singles bands of the Australian rock and pop era, right up there with the Easy Beats, Sherbet and Mental as Anything. From perfect 1960s power pop and wild guitar punk to driving hard rock and funky psychedelic kitsch, the Gurus' music knew no bounds. And as Dave Faulkner has noted, many of the Gurus' most popular live songs were often their least successful singles. Based on the success of Stone Age Romeos, the Hoodoo Gurus then embarked on their first tour of the United States in late 1984. This college rock circuit would become their regular stomping ground for many years. Following their US tour, the Hoodoo Gurus went into the studio and recorded their second album. the top 5 triple platinum selling Mars Needs Guitars in 1985. The title was a twist on a sci-fi B-movie, Mars Needs Women. The album's first single was Bittersweet. The second was Like Wow, Wipeout. Both of them top 20 hits. I was lucky, he said, to have a brother 8 years older than me, and he had a disposable income when I was just a little kid. Faulkner once said of his musical roots, he used to bring home these cool singles from the 60s. Manfred Mann, the Stones, the Kinks, the Beatles. This was the stuff that kind of shaped me. I remember the 2 albums I used to go to sleep to and could probably sing every note of them now, with the Beatles and Revolver. Guru's peak of popularity was in the mid to late 80s, with the albums Mars Needs Guitars, Blow Your Cool and Magnum Come Louder, all of which made the American Billboard album charts, while the single Come Anytime topped the US alternative rock charts. The biggest Australian hit for the Gurus, in fact the biggest Faulkner penned hit of all, was the top 3 What's My Scene, which they would refashion as the NRL 2000s theme, That's My Team. Members of the Bangles, with whom the Gurus went out on the road for 2 months as special guests, and the Dream Syndicate contributed backing vocals to several songs on the Blow Your Cool album, which made its debut on the national charts at number 2 in May and went on to sell over 70,000 copies. Another single of the same year was 1,000 Miles Away, and it was adopted by the crew of the Royal Australian Navy frigate HMAS Canberra as its unofficial anthem in 1993, playing it whenever the ship left port. The Gurus played it on board during its last voyage prior to decommissioning in 2005. The band's 1987 Blow Your Cool concert tour took them to 19 countries and 204 venues. Then came the album Kinky, another US alt rock smash. An Australian ARIA chart top 20 with Miss Freelove 96. I'll try them again. An Australian ARIA top 20 chart hit with Miss Freelove 69. They followed Kinky with Crank in 1984. The Crank World Tour took the Gurus through North America, Europe, including sellout shows at London's Hammersmith Palais, and included a 1-month tour of Brazil. The Gurus issued Electric Soup, which confirmed the band's consistent ability to craft timeless, diamond-hard pop gems. It reached number 6 on the national album listing and went on to sell over 140,000 copies. Faulkner also composed the soundtrack to Laurie McInnes's 1994 feature film Broken Highway. In 1995, the Gurus collaborated with the reunited Masters Apprentices, with Dave Faulkner swapping raucous vocal lines with their legendary frontman Jim Keys on an updated rendition of Turn Up Your Radio. In 1996, they moved to Mushroom Records for the release of their next album, Blue Cave. The band then undertook a national Australian tour with US outfit The Posies. The Gurus completed their Circus Maximus Australian tour by the end of 1996. In January 1997, Faulkner announced that the band will be breaking up in December. March saw the Gurus undertake another tour of Brazil, where they played a concert in front of 40,000 people. Not bad, is it? The Gurus commenced their final Australian tour, the 3-month Split the Dummy tour, in October 97. In November 98, Mushroom issued the Hoodoo Gurus live album, Bite the Bullet, recorded during the band's farewell tour. Although Hoodoo Gurus officially split in 1998, they signed with Arcadia Records, who released the band's career-spanning compilation, Anthology, in October 2000. Antenna was Faulkner's side project in 98-99, collaborating with long-time friend Kim Salmon. Antenna recorded an album mid-98 and then made its live debut at the Mushroom 25th anniversary in November 1998. The concert coincided with the release of the band's debut single, Come On Spring, an album installation. Guest performers included the vinyl Christina Amphlett. Antenna appeared on the 1999 Big Day Out tour, but disbanded soon after. The legion of Hoodoo Gurus devotees would not let the band slip out of their lives that easy. In November 2003, Hoodoo Gurus reformed and made their comeback with the new album, Muksho, in the following year. It would be followed by Purity of Essence and Chariot of the Gods and the EP Gravy Train. In 2007, the band was inducted into the ARIA Hall of Fame and subsequently toured with fellow inductees Radio Birdman. The citation for the band's nomination includes these words: "For 2.5 decades, the Hoodoo Gurus have consistently been one of the most inventive, lyrically smart and exciting rock and roll bands Australia has ever produced. Along the way, they've influenced an entire generation of bands, which explains why the likes of You Am I, The Living End, Dallas Crane, Grinspoon and many others queued up a few years back to pay tribute to the band's 1984 debut album, Stone Age Romeos. The new Gurus proved to be a powerhouse live unit. They performed at the Glastonbury Festival in the UK in June 2008, and in March, in March 2009, played at the Sound Relief concert at the Sydney Cricket Ground. In October 2010, they were back in the UK performing at Shepherd's Bush Empire in London. They performed in Japan, their first gigs there in over 20 years. In Australia, they were seen widely. I remember coming across them at the Adelaide International Guitar Festival. Now, all of this may be giving you the impression that the Hoodoo Gurus are a one-man band, and that is most certainly not the case. Members Clyde Bramley, Rick Grossman, who was here tonight, Mark Kingsmill, Brad Shepherd, Nick Reith, and those I've mentioned have been absolutely integral to crafting the sound of this integral band and taking their music to the world. But just like the Jim Keys, John Walkers, Tim Friedman, Ivor Davies and Steve Kilbys of this world, Dave Faulkner has been the centrepiece of every formation and has been the principal songwriter over the past 40 or so years. Last year, The Guardian's Andrew Stafford said, Faulkner wrote one of the great Australian songbooks, with hits including Bittersweet, like Wow Wipeout, What's My Scene and Miss Free Love 69. In turn, Faulkner told him about his songwriting process. He said, I'll get my iPhone when I'm out and about on a morning walk and a riff will occur to me, or a melody, and I'll sing it into the phone and store it on a file somewhere. Like with every other Australian songwriter I've had the privilege of inducting, he has been at the core of a band that has become part of this country's assault on the world. Many of his songs are part of the rich fabric of Oz rock. We are fortunate to have had him in our lives, had him as part of our musical lives. And right now, I will ask you to avert your gaze to the screens.
We came from like post-punk, and first you refined your taste down to the bare minimum and to the essence of just energy and no bullshit.
Believe in me. what it was, literally when I was writing the song, I wrote the melody first, and those notes sounded like those syllables to me. I didn't know why I was saying that, but it just seemed to be, they fit really well. And then I kind of discovered the lyric as I was going along, and I'm the sort of person that's always questioning who I am and where I fit in, so that song was a natural subject for me to explore. But and another thing was kind of the way those notes sound.
The last time I saw him, he was sitting down there somewhere on the presumption that he still is. I would like to. Dave, I'm officially inducting you into the Australian Songwriters Hall of Fame.
Wow.
And you have your personal book and this one. However, I'll stand back with this while you say what you want to say.
Well, just want to thank everyone, obviously, for coming tonight and honouring songwriting, which is the be-all and end-all for me as to why I'm a musician and still standing here today. It's what I believe in most of all, and it's what I do. I love singing, I love playing in the band, and that's a different thing entirely to what you do at home when you're coming up with these ideas for songs that excite you and make you want to, jump around the room sometimes with maybe a little bit bipolar or something. But so I really, that's the thing I listen to first whenever I listen to any record. It's always what's the song? What's the song? I don't care about the instrumentation so much. I mean, obviously that's important, but I always go straight to the architecture of what's being said and how it's being said, and that's what matters to me. And it still turns me on. There's never a time when we don't get new songs and new voices. We need things to interpret this moment, and it's great to have old songs, and I love hearing these ones as well. And we still play them, but I also love the new songs we're writing. And I'm sure you feel the same way about what you are discovering about your own songs and other people around you. So keep writing new songs because we need them. We need to interpret what the hell's going on in this world and what we can do about it.
This, by the way, is the great Bob King.
Bob King, indeed, legend of
The legend. Absolutely.
You never used to photograph me for a long time.
Was there something you said?
No, I just didn't qualify. Get out of the way, Dave.
No. Me get out of the way.
Thanks, Bob.
Now, Dave, can we possibly persuade you to leave us with just a song or
A couple
two?
of songs. I won't extend the night too long, but maybe one or two just to kind of just...